Hey guys, it's Nate from Airsoft. If you like this on Facebook, you've probably already seen the ad that I posted about a week ago for this gun. I'm currently trying to sell it. It is a JG Bar-10 sniper rifle. They go for around about $120 online, but they are now discontinued, so they're becoming more difficult to find. Before I talk about the aesthetics of the gun and everything about it and give a slight review of it, I will go over first some of the basic facts of it. It shoots around 430 FPS. It has a 430mm barrel in length, of course, 6mm, and with I think it's a 6. The stock is a 6.08 barrel, so it's not a Type bore, but I do have a Type bore included in it. I'll go over that later. But besides that, if you want to see any other facts about it, I'd recommend going online. I'll post a link to the original. I think I got off of Evike. That way, if you want to go over reviews and facts on there, you can do it through there, because I don't want to end up telling you guys some fact about it that's wrong. So I'll let you guys look up that. But anyways, what you're probably noticing is it looks a lot different than the original if you've already seen it. I have a new scope on it. I have a custom paint job. I have a bipod. I have an extra barrel sitting over there. I'm selling this for $200. If you're interested and somebody were to bet that already, you may have to add an extra $10. I don't mind setting it $200 though. That's the price I have ideal for this. If no one else, I can possibly go lower depending on my situation that I'm in, or I can always try to make a deal with you on something. Anyways, set aside all the facts about the stock gun. I'm going to go over the main parts that I've added to it, because that's probably the reason why you would be buying it instead of the normal stock version. First off, I'm going to talk about the paint job. This is probably my favorite part about the gun. I'm proud to say it is a very high quality one. What I like the most about it is the stock gun has this very nice rubberized grip to it. I haven't felt it on any other airsoft guns, which is really what I like about the Bar-10 or the VSR-10, which is what it's a clone of. It has a really nice grip to it, so when you're playing and your palms get sweaty, it doesn't actually feel like that cheap, slippery plastic. Instead, it feels great. It feels really sturdy. It doesn't feel like it's hollow, but since it's so light, you know it is. But it doesn't feel cheaply made. Plus, it's relatively seamless. You still have a little bit here, but it's not much. You can tell it's not going to split on you anytime soon. That aside, what you see here is actually a 4-color paint job. I used nutmeg, oregano, forest green, and black, as well as actually 5 and sand. You can't really see the black here. I just used it to darken some of the greens. But what I did is I actually sanded off some of this rubberized grip first and put on a primer to it, so I had the color neutral. Then I repainted it. A lot of times I have a snake skin here. We use a lot for a lot of AVA guns. Use that with netting. But what's nice about it is, although it can scratch lightly, I'll show you, it doesn't scratch easily. I have 2 layers of matte clear protection on it, so unless you put a blade to this thing, it's not really going to scratch it. It really has a nice neutral color scheme. I try not to focus too much on woods or too much on desert. By using the oregano, it really does blend in nicely with any environment, especially when you add burlap to the front of it. Onto the scope. This is a 3 to 9 power 50mm scope with a sunshade. I will say that the aperture on it is a little messed up at times. That means that, not the aperture really, the focus on it, it'll be out of focus if you don't put it on correctly, because the ring on it right here screws and unscrews. So instead of it automatically focusing, you actually have to screw it. But I have it set to right here at the perfect point. As long as you have it, it's pretty easy to get. Just takes a couple of tries. Like I said, it's 3 to 9 power. It has 5 levels of red and 5 levels of green. I'll show you guys what it looks like. It's a pretty nice crosshair, I'm not gonna lie. You know, looks nice. Then you have green. I know it looks kind of bluish in here. And then that's 5 red. The sunshade's great because what this does is when you're playing and you're facing the sun, you can have light going directly into it, and when you have the sun reflect off of that, it can actually give away your position. By doing this, it's very difficult for the sun unless you're staring straight into it, which you really want to be doing, especially with a scope. So this protects you from being seen. It really can give you away. This bipod here is a basic UTG bipod. It costs around 20 bucks online. It's nothing amazing. It is spring-loaded. I would show you guys spring-loaded action, but I only have one hand right now. You just simply twist that. Goes up, down. It's pretty basic, really. This has a swivel swing. I don't have the stock swing included because it is a piece of crap, like every single Airsoft sling that comes with it. But this attachment is actually pretty good. I trust it. I've used it before, as well as the one on the back. I'm actually not sure if it's metal. I actually think it might be plastic, but it's good quality. I trust it because the gun itself isn't very heavy. Other little things in the stock here, this can be opened and there is a small compartment if you want to keep something in it. I don't, but if you want to put weights or whatnot to make it heavier, you can. You've got a very nice safety, clicks in nicely, as well as the bolt. It has a pretty nice amount of pullback. It's not too much, but it's not enough to make it feel like it's not really that greased up, because I clean this and I perform maintenance on it regularly, almost after every game. I will say one thing that it's not broken about, well, it is kind of broken about it, but it still works completely fine, is when I was working with the hop-up, the stock little pin in it did snap very quickly. The hop-up still works, it just can't be adjusted from the outside of the gun. I actually like that now, because if it gets bumped quickly, next thing you know, you're not sighted correctly, because you really normally sight your scope to one amount on the hop-up. So you still can adjust it when you just remove the barrel, which is very easy. You just unscrew 2 screws there and there. There's a little spot, and you can take a screwdriver and slide it, and it still will adjust the hop-up. I have it set to really the best hop with 0.3 or 0.25 gram BBs. There's a small example of some of the scratches. You know, that's from a lot of heavy use. That's all the scratches I really have on it, especially after I've had this gun for 2 years. So, what else? A little side note here, I do have tape here. I just did that to make it look a little bit cooler. You know, from a distance, you kind of have that. It just looks less basic, I guess. The tip is painted. I did leave a little bit of an orange so you can scratch it off if you want to. And you can also, like the tape here, I have it so you can always remove it and it'll be colored. Then just in here, what I was talking about with the barrel, I have the stock barrel in it. I have the stock barrel in it. Sorry about that, dog. But I have the stock barrel in the gun right now. People are wondering how long it is. A lot of people wonder about that. And a problem with spring airsoft sniper rifles is that, not a problem, but since the hop-up starts here, the barrel is only this length. This is a 430 millimeter length barrel. So, you know, some AEGs, like an M4, I know, my M4 that I use actually has a longer barrel than this, but this is still very accurate. The stock barrel that I have in this now is a 6.08, but I am including I believe it's an Airsoft GI Custom, ASGI Custom barrel. It's custom made for the VSR 10/Bar-10, but it requires a little bit of sanding to get on, and I don't want to have to deal with that because I don't really have the good tools for it. So I just left it with here. It's completely unmodified. I do have a little bit of tape here so it fits onto the barrel spacers nicely. But other than that, the barrel still works completely fine. It's actually, if I said 6.01, it's 6.03. I selected that because it's less, when you're using less quality BBs, you don't have the risk of like breaking them. So I just stuck with a 6.03 because it doesn't jam as easily and whatnot. I have one mag included here. I did have to sand it down a little bit. The mags are cheap. They're like $5 to $10. They might even be less than that. I haven't bought them in a while. But I don't have any more mags. I lost them all. But here, in order to fit in, chances are you're going to have to sand it down a little bit. That's really easy. You can take any type of sandpaper, or even rub it up against brick or stone, and that'll get it off. This fits in nicely. That's a bad example. Hard to do with one eye. Guys, there we go. Clips in nicely. But one thing is that sometimes when you reload it, you do have to push up where it feeds, because that's a pretty generic spring sniper rifle thing. If you've ever owned one, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to put them in the comments below. If you have anything serious or you'd like to make an offer, send us a message on either here or Facebook. That way we can make sure we get back to you as quickly as possible. That's pretty much it for the gun, and we look forward to seeing you guys in our next video.